Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Yup, so pretty much exactly as I called it yesterday. The Trump hammer drops down in woke California, rightfully so on these lawless actors on the streets, otherwise known as the Democrat minions, and once Donald Trump steps in to enforce basic societal order, well, the left reaches into their bag of dirty tricks, and so Operation Gaslight begins. Donald Trump is a dictator, an authoritarian, the worst threat to democracy since Adolf Hitler. It's like clockwork every time. The president, who's trying to keep the streets safe, well, he's the problem, and so the leftist spin machine is now operating at max capacity to convince the people that Donald Trump is the problem. Let's take a look and see what the experts are saying on CNN. Let's expose this gaslighting operation, shall we? We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright friends, so let's first start off with the expert opinion at CNN. A bunch of academic doublespeak meant to convince you that Donald Trump's the problem. Ooh, so extreme.
What Trump did yesterday is not typical and quite extreme given the circumstances on the street. Even though there was unrest, that's why police departments exist. When a president federalizes under Title X, the National Guard, he puts them under his authority to be deployed without knowledge of what the rules of engagement are, what the mission is, how are they going to work with locals, and does have the risk of heightening tensions rather than de-escalating. In law enforcement, you want to de-escalate the tensions, arrest those who have committed crimes, permit First Amendment protest, which is allowed, and not escalate it as Donald Trump did.
Ooh, the Trump response was quite extreme given the circumstances on the street. Yeah, shouldn't we talk about those circumstances instead of brushing that idea completely to the side as you hone in your attack clearly targeted at the president? The circumstance is Antifa foot soldiers blocking highways, lighting fires, attacking ICE agents, smashing up property, smashing up and burning cars, and you got Democrats sitting idly by allowing it all to happen. But the president comes in to restore law and order, and he's the problem. He's the one who's extreme, not the people smashing up neighborhoods. No, it's the president that's the problem. It's another theatrical presentation from the left, and the media, of course, is totally in on it.
Most of those demonstrations were very peaceful. They were chanting, they were shouting. People were driving by, honking their horns.
Most of the crowds, again, that I saw, that I spoke to, that I was interacting with, these are peaceful people that want to get their message across. They brought signs. They're out with families in some places.
There's protest. Lawful protest, which is allowed in this country.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest. The president is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
We see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles.
It's just a bunch of peaceful demonstrations. And Donald Trump, well, he just can't help his fascist tendencies. He's an authoritarian, they tell us.
What is your response to the fact that the president has ordered 2,000 National Guard troops to California?
We have a president who is moving this country rapidly into authoritarianism. This guy wants all of the power. He does not believe in the Constitution. He does not believe in the rule of law. My understanding is that the governor of California, the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, did not request the National Guard. But he thinks he has a right to do anything he wants. And I would say that to a large degree, the future of this country rests with a small number of Republicans in the House and Senate who do know what the Constitution is about. And it's high time they stood up for our Constitution and the rule of law. You know, we just celebrated a few days ago, June 6th, the American landing at Normandy, which began the invasion of Europe to defeat fascism and Nazism. Those guys died. They gave up their lives to defend democracy, not to have an all-powerful ruler in the United States of America.
We've seen them deport children with cancer. We've seen them pick up students the last couple of days at school. We've seen them pick up people who are there for their court dates. We've seen them revoke student visas. I mean, literally, we have a whole list of things that they have done so cruel around immigration, and not just immigration, on everything that they do. This is a cruel administration, and they're going to continue to exercise their cruelness, and people are tired. They are fed up, and this is why we see folks, you know, fighting back back, speaking out. And it's just unfortunate that now Trump is going to weaponize the military, weaponize the National Guards against Americans. Some folks who are out there protesting, we can't say that everyone that is protesting are illegals or, undocumented in their term. We don't know that. And they're just going to weaponize these departments against Americans. It's very sad.
It's just cruelness. He's just a fascist at heart. When in reality, well, probably better I just show you instead of tell you. Yeah, not exactly just your run-of-the-mill protest. And I'd say the escalation comes from the protesters who are escalating the violence. And this issue has been going on for years at this point, and the president is just meeting them at their level.
Even if you're not planning to invoke that Insurrection Act, you still plan to send troops?
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under Biden and his auto pen.
You know, that's the proper redirection, and it shows you how dishonest the media at large is. Stop asking the president questions and what he's doing wrong, and how about maybe it's time to hold Democrats accountable? Once again, they're unleashing their activist base on the streets, letting them unleash havoc. It's been an ongoing issue basically since Ferguson, but especially post-2020. The left seems to be becoming more radical and militant over the years, and so I'd say it's pretty warranted for the president to put his foot down, especially considering recent history and saying this isn't 2020. We're not going to let the leftist mobs run rampant, terrorizing neighborhoods with no freaking consequences. President Trump has seen this before. We all saw it before. I'm getting deja vus to the summer of 2020. Look at what happened last time. Small businesses torched to the ground, entire communities decimated, crime rates skyrocketing across the nation, and Democrats, in one way or the other, funding or enabling the whole thing. If the president stands down, then the Democrats win in their intimidation tactics. Clearly, somebody has to stand in their way, because we saw what happens when you don't. Dozens of people dying, $2 billion worth of damage. And that's kind of the whole core component of the Democrats' sinister angle here. There's an or else connotation. Do as we say, back down, allow our open border invasion to continue, or else get ready for the $2 billion worth of damage in riots. And if you do respond, if you do react, well then get ready to be labeled a fascist, and then that of course will be used as the pretext to escalate the intimidation campaigns nationwide. Well, it seems like Trump is calling them on their bluff, and now I guess it's up to the court of public opinion. Let's see where people land after this media circus that we're about to endure. In other words, let's see if the people fall for the bullshit. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.